Good morning. This is your 8:15 daily operations weather briefing. Seeing plenty of sun out there at the current time after some foggy conditions around the area this morning. Continuing to see that burn off across the region and starting off with some mild temperatures. Overall, expecting a mild weather day ahead. We will see some slightly breezy conditions develop. Not expecting a wind advisory at this time. And overall, just some partly cloudy skies. We continue with some dry weather over the coming days. We'll see a low-end chance of some precip as we move through today on Thursday, but overall not looking like very high probabilities nor like any significant precip totals, just a chance of maybe a shower pushing through the area overall. We continue on a dry weather pattern. If we take a look at the current surface analysis, high pressure still centered just over the region, and that will gradually continue to move eastward as we move through today and into tomorrow. We'll see some of this tighter pressure gradient building in over the local region. That's going to bring some slightly breezy conditions through today and tomorrow as well. Out ahead of this boundary that pushes through as we get into the day on Thursday, and that's going to bring that chance of some precip. But as been the case in many of these boundaries approaching recently, seeing a drying trend with that, and that does seem to be what models are depicting moving forward as well. If we take a look at the current weather this morning, just a few clouds around 200 feet with that ground fog layer, seeing a few clouds at 25,000 feet. Winds out of the south-southwest at 4 knots, temperature 61 degrees, and our relative humidity is at 100%. Looking at the current visible satellite, we could see just some high clouds around, but mainly seeing that fog layer mainly north of the local Wallops area still continuing to burn off. That will continue as we move through the morning today, gradually becoming mostly sunny to partly cloudy through the day. If we look at the European model here, see how things play out over the coming days. Again, dry weather. As we move through today, we'll see some slightly breezy conditions. The breeze will subside a bit as we go into the evening. Not as gusty, but still a slight breeze around the area. And then moving into the day tomorrow, we'll see partly cloudy with gradually increasing clouds as we move into tomorrow evening. And as we go overnight into Thursday morning, that boundary starts to approach. And then as you can see here, model indicating mostly dry as we move through the morning hours, and then getting into the day on Thursday, particularly as we get into the afternoon, we start to see a few precip chances moving through the region. So that's when we'll see that best chance of a shot at a few showers around the area, mainly in the afternoon through the day on Thursday. And then that pushes out, we're back into a dry pattern once again. So if we look at the 24-hour weather risk chart for today, overall expecting green conditions over the next 24 hours. We'll see our high temperature up around 73 degrees this afternoon, so looking well above average with a mild and nice day. We'll see winds out of the south-southwest, 8 to 13 knots, gusting up to 18 knots, and then picking up slightly during the late afternoon, more out of the south with peak winds up around 20 knots. And then again, partly cloudy skies mainly through the day. Could see a ceiling develop briefly around 3,000 feet, but overall just looking at mainly scattered clouds through the afternoon. Going through the overnight, we'll see our low temperature down to around 59 degrees. We'll keep that slight breeze out of the south, south-southwest around 7 to 12 knots, and partly cloudy conditions continue. Tides running normal at this time, and looking at Wednesday, partly to mostly cloudy later in the day, and then we'll see slightly breezy conditions once again and mild with a high of 77. Does look like we're going to stay below that wind advisory criteria at this time, so looking at green conditions for our weather risk. We'll see mostly cloudy conditions through the night, Wednesday night. Mild once again with a low of 63 degrees. And as we get into Thursday, mostly cloudy and mild once again. And then we have that slight chance of an afternoon shower, so looking at a yellow chance for that precip threat. Otherwise, a high of 75 degrees. That's going to wrap up our 8:15 daily operations weather briefing. We'll be back again at 10 a.m. to take a look at the extended forecast. Enjoy your morning.